there's anything you know about me, it's that I love talking about The Sopranos, but it becomes difficult to find people that have never seen it, to find fresh viewpoints, fresh brains on the whole thing, which is why my friend, the brilliant, hilarious Ian Fidance, who performs stand-up comedy across this great nation of ours, is here, because I got a text from you recently that said that you had just started The Sopranos. And I mean, this is like a week ago, that you had just started The Sopranos for the first time.
Yes.
Which to me, I was like, oh my God, we have a lot to discuss.
You are not the only one. Everyone I tell that with looks at me in complete disbelief, wonders where I've been for the past close to 2 decades, and wants to immediately talk about it nonstop. And I have been told to watch it for so long, never cared. And then my girlfriend was like, look, this movie's coming out. I want to see it, but you have to see the show in order to see it. Why don't you watch Sopranos? I'm like, no. And finally, I was like, I don't know who I talked to. Probably Mike Racine, because he is a walking, talking soprano. And
basically AJ.
Yeah.
Or Christopher, maybe, right?
Christopher. Definitely Christopher. I'm in group chats with friends, and they started sending me soprano memes and like clips. And I was sent one clip that was like, you are Johnny Cakes. And then sent me a clip of like Vito and Johnny Cakes. And I was like, I am Johnny Cakes. I need to find out who this is. And then I hit my girlfriend. I was like, I am now ready to watch. And so we're trying to jam them all in to go see the movie. But I talked to you and you said, why don't we meet and talk about this? Which is going to make me pump the brakes on it even more, which is good so I can digest it, but bad because I want it all at once.
Yeah, no, and it's really tough to discipline yourself with it. I mean, luckily, the movie is nowhere near as good as the show.
That's what I'm hearing.
Right, so it's like you can... I don't feel bad about taking your time with that. I still watch it. I still enjoyed it. But I also... There are plenty of criticisms that I can't look past or deny.
Right.
You know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought, and we haven't really decided what we're going to do here, because the first thought was, well, maybe we'll do a show after every season.
Yes.
And just to kind of recap, because you don't know any spoilers, right?
None.
Okay, that's the best.
All I know is that Tony dies in the last episode ever.
Maybe.
Oh.
So.
Wow.
So that's the best part, that you don't know any spoilers, which means you can't look at any comments on this video.
I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to. And here's the thing, too, that I love so far about The Sopranos. The things that are said are so incredibly well written and amazing, but the things that are left unsaid are so much more. Like, there's so many things that you're just like, what does it mean?
Right. Like, they never expressly say Tony is lying.
Right.
But because they spend some time working on establishing the fact that he's a liar,
right, it's
implied at points that he is lying.
Well, yeah. And also, like, one scene that sticks out to me is, Carmela gets mad that Tony is, no. Tony, when the priest comes and talks to Carmela and they spend the night talking, and then Tony's just like, whatever, who cares? He's a fanook, whatever. And then Carmela gets mad at Tony for having a female that he talks to. And he's like, no, it's just talking. And he doesn't realize that that's what they're lacking in their marriage. And she sees it, but he doesn't.
Yeah. And that he doesn't draw the comparison immediately between the priest and the therapist. Like, it's left for us to figure out the comparison. By the way, maybe the best line of the whole season is when that storyline disappears for 4 or 5 episodes. And then just out of nowhere, Tony sees the priest and he goes, we'll talk later. You sleeping over, right?
Yes.
It's just like, oh.
Yes. Tony is so smart. And he's just so good at his little lines that he says. And everything is just so well written and perfect. And Gandolfini's such an amazing actor. And I'm surprised that I never watched it, because I'm Italian. And I grew up and I remember watching Goodfellas and was like, this is who I want to be. I want to be.
Where did at some point you decide not to do that?
Well, I mean, I kind of lost track of who I wanted to be for a while. But I remember seeing A Bronx Tale as well and wishing that I had a more Italian name. And I started wearing, like Italian shirts, wife beaters. My uncle Joey Paciotti got me a big Jesus crucifix necklace. I started using VO5 to slick my hair back. I really was getting into talking with my hands. A guy showed up to date my mom, to take her on a date. I showed up with a baseball bat and answered the door and said, "If you touch my mom, I'll break your legs." Like, wanting to be a tough guy,
Yeah. Yeah, I love that you're going back to the bowling shirts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Watching The Sopranos, I've never felt more Italian. On my right arm, I am Tony. I have a silver bracelet and a pinky ring. And on the left arm, apparently I'm Vito.
That's true. So, That's true. We haven't gotten there yet, though.
No. Although, I saw Vito.
Yes, but he wasn't Vito.
No, I don't. They called him something else.
Because he wasn't.
I don't know who Vito is and how he gets involved.
Right.
And what happened to Pussy? Or as Dr. Melfi called him, Booty.
Booty.
Yeah.
Your friend, Booty. Yeah. So this is so today's show, we're going to just talk about season 1, because that's what you've seen the whole season.
Yes.
And then going forward, and maybe you guys can tell us, we have to decide. We've already decided we can't just do the first idea with season recaps.
Yes.
But you were smart enough to be like, there's going to be way too much to talk about.
Totally.
Maybe we do it 2 episodes a season.
Halfway through.
So, like, every 6 episodes.
Yes.
Which, that's a big possibility. Not to say that you couldn't do smaller shows for every single episode or even every other episode or something like that.
I mean, what I was brainstorming was our show. Every episode, we bank a bunch of these, and then that way it'll be like fresher in our minds, and we release them once a week. So it's a longer drip as well,
and that way you don't have to watch an episode. That might be the way to go. That way you don't have to watch an episode and wait until you get out here. Yeah, yes. Okay, I like where you're going.
And at the same time, whenever will we get the chance to have fresh thoughts and opinions on an unwatched episode that I just took in?
Yeah. 100%. 100%. So let's first, we'll figure all that out and you can help us in the comments.
Yes.
But let's talk about season 1, okay? Let's start with the pilot, because there are people that love the pilot. There are people that are turned off by the pilot.
How?
Thank you.
How?
Because they're sitting there waiting for a shoot 'em up mob movie and they don't understand the significance of the ducks.
No. Oh my God. And then, when he kills the rat,
yeah.
What do you see?
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you want to see the slow process of Tony gaining trust and attraction to Dr. Melfi?
Well, I think that's the thing about the pilot. It perfectly sets up what the show is and what makes it different from just from what Goodfellas was. Is that this is just as much about this guy dealing with real life,
yes,
and his family,
yes,
as it is dealing with the family, right? So it's like it becomes so much more relatable.
What came first, Sopranos or Analyze This? Because I kept thinking, watching The Sopranos, this is just a serious origin story of Analyze
This. Well, there is an Analyze This reference at some point in the series. No, I mean, Analyze This.
Speaking of references,
yeah,
I'm sorry, but I was so giddy when Christopher shoots the bakery guy in the foot. He goes, "You shot me in the foot." He goes, "It happened." Because guess what? It did happen in Goodfellas.
Yeah.
That
it happened
was amazing.
to him.
Yes. Incredible.
Analyze This came out in March of 1999. Sopranos debuted January of 1999.
Wow.
So that actually came first. And the pilot, I don't know if you know this, was shot summer of 97.
Wow.
So the pilot was shot a year and a half
right
before the show came out and was shopped around. So episode 2 was filmed over a year after episode 1 was filmed.
Right.
And if you go back and look at it with that context, you can see Tony's got less hair.
Yes.
Some of the the kids are a year older, and that's a lot when they're that little.
And Meadow immediately, her demeanor changes.
Mhm.
She's no longer like this, big, huge, bitchy brat. She's like evolved to more of like the cooler, calm, collected.
Right.
And I mean, I really think Analyze This bit off of Sopranos.
Right. You're trying to figure out which, and
I think that pilot happened. They shopped it around.
Yup.
There's some rats in Hollywood.
Oh yeah, and you know what we do to rats.
Yeah. Good morning, rat.
Yeah. So, I also think that the pilot, the character that it really establishes well is Christopher.
Yes.
Christopher's a big part of that pilot, just watching this guy. And you see it throughout that whole first season. A guy who just is as impatient as anyone has ever been. He just wants credit, right?
Yes.
He wants credit for everything. He just wants it all, and he wants it all right now.
The bathroom scene when they're checking for wires, and he's like, Tony wouldn't even know his name if I didn't bring him in.
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, I did not know that.
Do you have a favorite character right now at the end of season 1?
I mean, how could it not be Paulie?
Paulie Walnuts.
I mean,
Yeah, you hear what I said?
good God.
T, you hear what I said? I told him.
And Sylv.
If it's not an Abbott and Costello for New Jersey.
Good God.
Yeah.
But I mean, clearly, obviously, like, it's like asking who's your favorite Simpson? Homer. Who's your favorite South Park? Cartman. It's like,
Right.
then how could it not be Tony?
Right.
You know?
Right.
And me and my girlfriend have already started calling each other Tone and Carmela. So that's already happened.
Which is probably worse for her. To have to deal with Tony and be Carmela, than have to be Carmela and deal with Tony?
I don't know, because I love Carmela.
You do.
I love her as a character. She is so strong and smart and the backbone and glue of that family. And she holds everything with dignity, and she's in on it. She's his ride or die.
But
She fucking goes and takes Livia out while he fucking hides the shit. And, least favorite character, Livia.
Right.
Livia taps into some trauma for me. They nail the stereotypical Italian, narcissistic, guilt-ridden, hard-headed, monster, matriarchal figure.
Why don't I just shut up?
Dude, I don't know why I say these things. Yeah, maybe I should. Dude, don't get me started. Just, okay, get to it. Ooh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the other thing that they leave to us is how much of what Olivia's doing is truly like just a woman who doesn't know what she's saying, and how much of it is purely manipulative.
Dude, that's the thing. And that reminds me so much of my grandmother, God rest her soul.
Yeah.
But this woman, I mean, it is such an Italian thing, an Italian grandmother thing to make everyone else's problem your cross to bear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then let the world know.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, my God. My grandmother took every issue my mother and I had and made it hers. And, and then, like, when something bad would happen to someone else, all of a sudden she would have a brain tumor or something would pop up.
That was a real thing.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's such gaslighting, because we're like, does she have a brain tumor? Or is
Right.
she just starved for attention,
Yeah.
And you never call, and I bet you wish you didn't even have a grandmother the way you act. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. 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 I
I'm
mean,
9.
that's that scene when AJ's like, first of all, AJ is one of the, especially early on, he's just such a great character.
Yes.
When he's sitting there and he's talking to Livia, and he's like, that's what my dad tells his therapist.
So
he's not
innocent.
going to a therapist. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
And he just
Yeah.
keeps arguing.
Yep.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard him. He
Yeah.
told Mom. Yes, he did.
Just so innocent,
And then-
has no idea the fucking Pandora's box he's opening.
Right. And then, see, that's really somebody who doesn't realize that they're doing something bad. Then when Livia turns around and tells Junior, oh, what did I say? You know what you said.
It is so many shades of innocence, manipulation, pure intent. It is just, they nail every emotion, feeling in so many different shades and brushstrokes. It just makes it so like incredible.
Yeah.
Every character has so much depth.
Do you have a favorite episode of season 1?
Oh my God. Honestly, a lot of them bleed together because it's like
Sure.
one long movie.
Sure.
You know?
And that's the way the series ends up being.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think the college episode is my favorite.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite because so many different things are going on, and I love his relationship with Meadow.
Mhm.
I love how that trip is very bonding for them, and they get to be honest. And I love Tony's lies and how quick he is. He's like, I left my watch at the hotel. What took you so long? The hotel didn't have it. And then the restaurant. The restaurant was closed. I had to wait for it to open. Why are your shoes dirty? I went around back. Stupid move, huh? Why's your hand bleeding? Screen door.
Yeah. He just has a lie ready to go. He's just so good at lying. And also this thing where he is so attentive on everything.
Yes.
And he's so attentive, wants to make sure Meadow's doing the right thing. But the minute he sees an out, where he can go find that guy. He's like, no, you go hang out with them. I'm going to go. And he's out the door in 2 seconds.
He sees the girls. He knows she's going to get drunk.
Yeah. I'm gone.
I mean, dude, one of this, I think that's my favorite episode, but the best scene
Yeah. Tell me.
in the season is when those two guys try to kill Tony.
Oh, does that not just make you feel powerful?
Dude.
When he's sitting there and you've been dealing with the whole episode, because it is not fun watching a depressed Tony.
No,
watching Tony
and I relate to that so much. That was half my fucking pandemic.
Yes.
That was me.
Yes, and you're sitting there, and he's laying in bed, and Carmela's not giving him any sympathy.
No.
And he's making up the neighbor next door.
And then I'm thinking, things are so good with my girlfriend in real life. Is she Isabella? Is she even real? What's real? What's not?
Because you're looking at that and you're like, that girl is way too beautiful to be into Tony. And you're sitting there like, you got this beautiful girlfriend of yours who's letting you borrow her car and everything.
Yeah.
Did you walk here?
She's loving my cat, taking care of my cat.
Your cat's alone right now, bro.
We go out to eat. She talks about travel.
Oh. And then here's what's going to happen. Remember Tony? He goes, we didn't argue about this. And Carmela's like, not only did they not argue about it, but now she's pissed.
Because she would never say, I'll cut your balls off.
Right. What if we're not having this conversation about your girlfriend? Thank God it's recorded.
Am I a fever dream?
Maybe. It could be.
Am I strapped up in a bed somewhere?
But you're sitting there and you're watching.
Are you a nurse at Bellevue?
Is any of this? Yeah. I mean, it's all a simulation anyway, right?
Oh, it is.
Come on.
And you know what? I've come to accept that we're living in a simulation, and you know what? I'm going to enjoy it till the hard drive blows up.
The fact that somebody gave us The Sopranos to enjoy within the simulation makes it all worthwhile.
All worthwhile.
Yeah.
All worthwhile.
Yeah. That episode, though, probably that whole...
Which?
When you build to it, the scene that you love, I love that scene so much, too, just because you feel like there's that moment of the orange juice getting shot. Mm-hmm. When the bullet comes and the bottle breaks, and you're
Tony.
like... And that's when you see... That's when the fight or flight instinct kicks in. That's when it's like, how depressed are you? Because now your life's on the line.
Yes, that whole thing. Oh, and I also love when Tony and Christopher are talking about depression and everything, and then they're like, do you ever want to end it? And they just get like, no, of course not. And then they're quiet.
Yeah, you know? like they're... Well, that's one of the great things about the show is that they're just like dipping their toe into new age, sort of modern for the time stuff that these men were not raised to discuss.
Yes.
You ever get depressed?
Well, it's just like in Tommy Boy with David Spade and Chris Farley when they put on that song and they're like, you want me to change it? I'm all right if you're all right. Yeah, whatever, I don't care. And then it cuts to them just sobbing and singing. And, you know, that's the thing. It's like, you want to die, you want to die, you want to die. You think your life would be better if you're dead. And then you have the chance. You go, I don't want to die.
Yeah.
I can relate to that so much. Just thinking my life would be better if I was gone. And then screaming out, no, I don't want to die.
Right. And it's like, but in this scenario, it was right in your face.
Right there.
And
you could have laid down.
And it would have been so easy. Like, he had to work really hard to not get whacked. When he's got that guy by the arm, and he just steps on the gas.
And then turning around.
He's happy, though. Yeah. He's happy again.
You're right. He's laughing. He's enjoying life.
Yes. This is what he needed.
Yes. Or what about, oh my God, when they find out the coach is molesting the girl, and then he gets drunk, and he's on the ground, he goes, I didn't hurt nobody.
Well, that was, even before that, even before they found out that the coach was molesting the girl when they're just like so invested in their kid's soccer coach.
Yeah,
that they leave the flat screen on in his driveway.
Yes. Yes.
And it's like nobody around this circle gets out unscathed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like once you're anywhere near any of these guys, you've gotten too close to the fire.
Which is so weird because the show makes these inherently bad people so lovable that you root for them. I love any piece of art that makes you root for the wrong guy.
And you because you understand the motive
condition
and the humanity of it, and it's like this is the gig.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're not sitting there getting off on destroying people necessarily.
It's just their
the
life.
gig. It's
and
the
they've
life.
never known anything different,
Exactly.
especially with the flashbacks and seeing Tony's dad and Paulie, or not Paulie, Junior. You know,
but also like you fall in love with Tony so much,
yes,
that you then get charged up again. I feel like when you see Mikey and Junior panicking because the hit didn't go off on Tony, and they know they're in trouble, and it's like, yeah, you're in trouble, and you should be in trouble. You know, it's exciting,
dude. Tony can do no wrong in my eyes. Tony is a saint.
Yeah.
He can do no wrong, and everything is fine if it's in his hands.
How about the dad from Home Alone showing up as like a degenerate cop?
Yes.
You know?
Oh my God. And then what happens to him? Yeah. And that whole fucking line about pussy.
Yeah.
To save his ass.
Yeah.
And then Tony finds out from the madam.
Jimmy.
What happened to pussy?
Yeah.
I'm worried about pussy.
You are.
I've never had to be worried about pussy in my whole life.
I see the bowling shirt, man. I know.
That's right. Yeah. always get a strike with me.
Which I love right now, because again, there are so many people. Everybody, I would think, that is watching this right now. They know because everybody's seen season 2, but the fact that you haven't seen season 2 and we've got you in this place where you're like, Tony was wrong. Of course, pussy was not a rat. And where is he? And that's where you're left. You're worried.
Yeah, I'm worried. Yes, I'm worried. Because just even what you just said put something in my mind that I don't want to think about, which is that Tony could be wrong or hurtful or not a good man.
But he was missing. I mean, the cop told him that, though, right?
Yeah, but the cop was wrong. And it's so clear, dude. Fucking, again, I go back to Racine. He's like my soprano. You and him are my two sopranos.
He's not going to spoil anything.
Never.
Because he's enjoying this too much.
Yes. And
he should come on with us maybe one day.
That would be amazing.
Yes.
He would love that.
Yes.
I'll bring him up.
Yes.
Bring him up in my gal's car.
For sure.
Thank God
Who
she
doesn't exist.
has seen...
Isabella's?
Samuel? Don't you dare.
Isabella's car?
She
You showed up here sweaty after walking all the way from...
She's watching with me, and thank God that she's there for, like, she's enjoying me being mind blown and like...
Has she seen it?
She's watched it so many times.
Oh, that's great. Because I'm literally like, and the reason this is good timing is because I'm also rewatching it. Mm-hmm. But this is the 5th time at least.
Crazy.
That I've watched the whole show.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I've only done that with one thing, and it was the Jinx documentary on Robert Turns.
By the way, that only came out a few years ago. For you to have watched that over and over again.
A lot. And I saw the Joker 4 times in theaters.
Okay. That's a lot.
I am psycho.
That's a lot.
But having her, she is enjoying me being like, no, I gotta rewind. You know, she's enjoying my like euphoria and like excitement about it. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do like a stream watch party.
On like
we watch an episode and we like Twitch it or whatever.
Yeah.
To get like reactions on like an episode I'll flip out about.
Yeah.
But like that's the thing too is so Racine was telling me he was thinking about Jimmy the other night.
Jimmy Altieri?
Yes. About whether or not he was a rat. And I'm like, he was definitely the rat.
Right.
Because he gets out of jail and immediately shows up to Tony and accosts him about the Colombians.
Yes.
He's bringing things up they've already established.
Yes.
Out of nowhere, he sets it up perfectly. And Tony is so fucking smart.
Yes.
To just dodge it. And then Junior goes, what's he say? He's like, Jimmy's like, oh, do you know about blah, blah? And he goes, don't you fucking worry about what I know.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I want to talk like these guys.
Yeah, and not only that, so like that's what you have to figure out. And the more you watch it, it's like the reaction that Jimmy has when he finds out he's getting whacked.
Yes,
right? When he's
he
in the
doesn't
hotel
say,
room.
I didn't do it.
But is that because he knows he's guilty, or is that because he knows there's no way out?
Well, what does he say when he knows?
I don't know that there's a quote as much. Like in my mind's eye, what I remember from it is just that sort of defeated, like,
because he's come to accept he was wrong.
But I mean, I truly believe he's 100% guilty.
Yes,
like I 100% believe. But he goes for the gun. Remember, he goes for the gun on his ankle, and it's
that's
like,
right.
You're not gonna kill those made guys.
Yeah.
Unless you know there's someplace you can go.
Yes.
And you don't know there's someplace you can go unless you're working with the feds.
Yes. But what's interesting is, and I love how things wrap around, just like how Michael Palmisi killed Brendan Falone, right? Brendan?
Yes. Yeah, Brendan Falone.
He killed Brendan.
Which, by the way, Mikey and Brendan might be the two least likable people ever.
Oh, yeah.
Like Brendan, like, trying to get Hunter to, like, hey, call me. Like,
yeah,
flirting with
a
Meadows.
high school girl.
Yeah.
What? and being told don't rob these guys. He's gonna rob them anyway.
Yeah, he's gonna do it anyway.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a crank. I'm gonna go to rehab. I swear it, Tony. Shut the fuck up.
And of course, by the way, he dies like an idiot in the bathtub. He's in the bathtub.
I liked it. He was in a bathtub smoking a cigarette. I'll never beseech a man for enjoying a tub, enjoying a soak and a cig.
Yeah, you jumped in for a soak and a cig after that? Like, that does look relaxing.
I was watching it, having a soak and a cig. So I think it's poetic that Michael killed Brandon and then Christopher got to kill Michael.
Yes.
And that I thought was a nice thing.
You know what my favorite part about Mikey Palmisi's death is, and you just see, I mean, this is to me what the show is all about. Not so much the death scene, although the death scene is great, just watching Paulie and Christopher. Yeah. It's the fact that they add the little thing, that when he goes out in his dumb jogging suit.
Yes, and he's
goes,
like, take a fucking Midol.
And then she goes to the news.
He said he loved me.
No, he didn't. He told you to take a Midol. He said, like,
just
one of the most scumbag, insulting.
So perfect.
Great.
He's such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Wants to kill Tony. I love when Tony beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And he staples a receipt to his chest. Oh, God. I love any sort of conflict solved by violence and a walk away.
Yeah.
Just like in Goodfellas, I've always wanted to be a Ray Liotta to fucking get justice for someone and walk up and just knock them the fuck out.
Yeah.
And walk away.
Well, that's that scene.
I'm praying my girl gets touched in a bad way. Every day I'm saying, walk down the street at night. I gotta solve justice.
Oh, there's so many episodes for you to watch.
Woo! Woo!
But that's that scene in the pilot, right? Where Tony is chasing the guy down in his car across, like, in front of the corporate building.
Yes.
And, like, all the people going to work and running out of the way, and Tony's just, like, driving. And, yeah.
I forgot about that. That's right.
Yeah, that's that, like, oh no, like, your real world.
Yeah,
that's not gonna help you.
Well, that's what's so interesting, because there's so many. These characters get humanized, and we see them in the daily minutia of their lives.
Yeah.
And then you just get unmitigated violence. And, like, you get brought back down to reality of, like, oh, this is what these guys are about. This is all they know. And everything else is just, kind of expository.
What do you think about Artie Bucco, owner of Vesuvio's?
I think he is a sweet, hardworking Italian-American man.
Yeah.
Caught in the crosshairs of this world that he's not in, and I can tell you disagree with me.
Well, here's why I can't respect him. This is what to me is not respectable about Artie Bucco, is that he looks at the people that have chosen a different life than him, Tony, and the people around him, because he went to high school with Tony, and he's jealous of all the things that they have, but he doesn't want the consequences of their actions, right? So he sits there wanting all the reward that they get, but he doesn't have the balls to deal with the consequences that they have. And instead of choosing this life of being like, okay, I'll be a family man, I'll have my wife, we'll have the restaurant, I'll be happy with that. Am I ever going to make the kind of money that those gangsters make? No. But do I have to worry about going to jail? Do I have to worry about getting killed? No. This is my life. This is their life. Let's all be happy with what we have. Instead of that, He's never happy with what he's got because he wants
Interesting.
what they have, but he won't do what they do to get it. And I can't be around people like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't see it for that.
Yeah.
And you just opened my eyes to it. And you're totally right.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Oh, his face. When Olivia says, like, you're not mad at Tony for what he did?
Oh.
You're not mad at Tony for what he did to your restaurant?
And that bitch,
Oh.
does she have Alzheimer's? Does she have dementia?
No.
Because she remembers who the fuck he is the second he walks in.
Oh, yeah, he does.
And then she doesn't like the food. She doesn't like the stuff he gets from Ferrara's.
Because here's what's happened.
My fungal.
She's realized that the junior thing hasn't worked. And so now she's trying to infect Artie's brain.
Yes.
And she does.
Well, I will say the thing about Artie is he, in a way, is the foil to Robert De Niro in A Bronx Tale, who is a hard-working Italian-American. He's driving a bus to take care of his family. His son gets money from the mafia. He makes him give it back. He steps up to Sonny, tells him no. He grabs his kid. He says, I forget specifically what he says, but then his son is like, Sonny was right. The working man's a sucker. And he slaps his kid to show him the value
But that's
of hard
not Artie.
work. No, that's not Artie. Artie doesn't have the backbone to work it on his own. Artie, you're right, is a slimeball because he wants all those things and he's jealous.
He's a coward.
Instead of standing up and going, this is the life I chose. I'm happy with what I got.
Yeah.
You're totally right. I didn't think of it that way.
It's not his morals that's stopping him. It's his cowardice.
Wow.
You know?
And the fact that his wife says stuff and he gets mad at his wife.
But she's not wrong.
No.
Right.
What was that move she took with fucking Carmela saying that her and Tony slept together? Did that really happen, or was she trying to hurt Carmela?
I think that
Because nobody hurts my Carm.
I think it really did happen, but I also think she was trying to hurt Carmela with it.
Yeah.
Because she was mad at her. That was right after Carmela. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she got pissed. And so, yes, I think she was being very vindictive.
Do you think Carmela looks down on her, or is that just
No, I think
the way she? I think
I think she
Carmela
doesn't
genuinely, she was unaware of that, and
That's
she
it.
genuinely wants to be her friend and take care of them.
Yeah, I think Carmela was unaware that she was doing something hurtful, and I think that what's his name, Buko's wife was
In A Bronx Tale as well.
sensitive to it.
Okay, do me a favor, Sam. Right now, tell me one flaw Carmela has.
Here's Carmela's flaw:
What?
is that she is, in a way, she doesn't like Tony's lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
when it's appropriate to not like it, but she does have no qualms about benefiting from it.
Season 1 example.
Let me think of a good, because again, I'm being really.
When she tries to get out, when she wants to listen to the FBI agent, she takes his card. Is that what you mean?
Well, no, not even that sort of direct. I mean, like, when Meadow's trying to get into college, is that season 1 or season 2?
Season 1. Have not seen season 2.
Okay. When Carmela's trying to get a letter of recommendation, is that season 1 or season 2?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, then that's why I'm being careful about my examples for Carmela. I don't want to.
As of yet, I do not see a flaw in her.
Okay.
All I see
Maybe we'll
is
revisit that.
a woman that loves her husband,
Okay.
a woman that loves her family. She's reluctantly a part of this life, but at
Okay.
the end of the day, she will ride and die and step up to the plate for her man.
I think that she's less reluctant about this life than she puts on. I think that she knows what she's doing, for instance, when the priest is over there.
Oh, I love how she stands up to him at the end.
At the end, it's great. Because
Yes.
she's the one being honest about it at the end.
Yes.
But she was a part of that whole thing.
There's something I love about the dignity of her silence.
Yes. Yes. But for somebody who is so hurt by Tony stepping outside of the marriage,
Mm-hmm.
she has a willingness to do the same with the priest.
Is she hurt by him stepping out? Because she says, the Gumas, I never cared. I was always better than them. But this doctor, a female doctor?
Okay, well then that's even further, because she's not trying to look for some hot dude to hook up with. There's a love that she has for that priest.
She wants a connection, though. Is it the love
Oh,
for the
you're saying-
priest, or is it the
Okay.
connection that he represents?
So you're saying that it's a different thing because Carmela is willing to connect with Tony. However, Tony is not willing to connect with Carmela. So when she goes outside to find that connection, that is something Tony could have done something about.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because she never cared about the Gumas. She never cared about the
She
sex,
says.
because they could give him stuff that she couldn't. He has needs, whatever.
She says that.
But then when they're in bed,
Right.
and she says something about being attractive, he goes, "You're the mother of my kids, of course." She goes, "That's it. That's all I am to you."
Right.
She wants to feel loved and attractive and
she-
like listened to.
She does take...
And she looks hot in every single episode.
She looks amazing.
My God.
Maron.
Oh, Maron. Oh,
You do pull it off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm Italian.
I know.
Yeah, and when I was younger, I got called a Metagon. I didn't like it.
Oh, no.
No.
Let me say... We didn't call it... Nobody called you that again.
No.
No.
Not after I was through with them.
Yeah, that's
Sorry, let me go back. Not after I was true with them.
true with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mispronounced the wrong word.
Dude, I've seriously, I don't know if it's intentionally or unintentionally, but I've seriously started to become violently Italian. I mean, I am swinging arms around. I mean, you see.
Okay.
Dude,
I see it.
This Monday
Yeah.
in my neighborhood,
Right.
because I live.
By the way, look at the amount of hands that you're using.
Oh,
Oh!
oh,
Oh!
oh.
Oh! Oh!
Sammy Thickbeards. Let me tell you. I'm giving everyone nicknames.
Yeah, of course.
Uh,
Yeah, what I said?
Yeah, so, dude, my neighborhood in Williamsburg, I'm on the cusp of, I am at the epicenter of the Puerto Ricans, the Jews, and the Italians.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk a couple blocks north of me, you're in Italian section. You walk a couple blocks south, you're in Puerto Rican, and then, no, in my area, you're Puerto Rican. You walk a couple blocks south, you're in Hasidic territory.
Mm-hmm.
I walk north, there's the Giglio Boys Social Club. This is the Italian social club in my neighborhood.
Excuse me.
And on St. Columbus Day, is he a saint? I don't know. In my book, he is.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't go
They
against.
make the Giglio,
Right.
and it's this huge statue everyone in the neighborhood makes, and they march down the street and they lift the Giglio up to God.
Mm-hmm.
And on Monday, they're having a neighborhood Italian heritage celebration, and you bet your fucking bottom dollar I'm going. And I'm wearing my Italian shirt. I'm talking with my hands, and I'm trying to get an application to join the Giglio Boys.
I love it.
I'm gonna be a little Giglio.
I think it's
I
gonna be
cannot wait. I'm gonna go and say, I've seen The Sopranos.
How about one of the great storylines is when Tony finds out the Junior went down on Roberta in Boca.
Yes. Why is eating pussy such a crime?
South of the border.
Yeah. Playing golf
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah. I think he hit it in a muff.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Oh, the
Oh,
rock.
did I say muff?
Amazing.
What's he talking about? I don't know.
Why is that? It's so funny that Italians struggle with blacks because they both have that in common, that they don't eat pussy.
And it looked, I mean, to certain, I guess, in certain cultural circles, it's looked at as less than manly. I don't understand it.
Italians love salami and
I don't know if that...
meats and charcuterie. Why would you like
No,
eating
that's true.
pussy?
That's true.
Why? I don't get it.
And Junior's the best at it.
Junior's the best. He should be celebrated.
Oh, and then he,
And the way he treats her.
Roberta,
Oh, that's so sad.
when he puts that key lime in her face.
He really loved her.
Yeah.
And she really loved him.
Yeah.
Why didn't they ever get married?
I don't know. I mean, I think...
Is she a guma?
I think Uncle Junior is still, at this point in his life, just trying too hard to be taken seriously.
Yes, because he's the brother of the guy that was in charge.
Of course.
And he
Johnny
always,
boy.
Yes.
And then they passed it. They went right to Jackie April after that.
And who's Jackie in relation to the Sopranos?
Jackie
He was the boss.
Jackie was the boss.
So it went from Michael to Jackie.
No, you're thinking of The Godfather now. Tony's dad's name was Johnny.
Oh, it went from Johnny
John
to
Boy.
Jackie
Yeah.
to...
Junior. Remember, Tony says, you're going to be the boss
But it's
now.
really Tony.
But,
Right.
Junior's sitting there like,
Right.
And this is your choice?
And
How smart is that, by the way?
So smart. And then he goes, for face, I need North Bloomfield and the Fisherman's Union. Or whatever union it was. And he's like, okay.
Okay.
But that is so smart. And God bless Junior. He knows what he did. He knows he tried to go against his blood. He knows he tried to get his nephew killed. And he takes his sentence like a man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And
although
Olivia,
it's probably, I mean, having the indictments come down, it's probably as lucky as any indictment has ever been. I don't think Junior would have survived.
No, Junior's gonna get a bullet in his eye.
Yeah, had it not been for the indictment.
But
who's to say when season 2 begins? Who's to say where that's gonna go, right?
I mean,
what do you think? What do you think? Do you think Junior makes it?
I mean, oh God, see, this is where I get upset because it means I get invested in these characters and they're gonna go away.
Junior's such a good character, such a good character. Do you think he made it?
I don't know.
He put a hit out on Tony's life. Mikey Palmisi did not make it.
You don't think that him locked up for however long he is punishment enough?
Somebody puts a hit out on you and you're the boss.
Wow.
You got to save face. You're the comedy boss.
You're right.
Everybody at the cellar table is looking at you like, oh.
You're right.
Oh.
You're right.
This guy?
You're right.
What do you do?
Put a hit out on Mulaney. You're right.
So you think...
You're right. Wow. And then Livia, I mean, Tony, when she's laying in the bed.
How great is it when he's walking down the hall of that hospital and he just looks over and he sees the pillow and he just starts fluffing the pillow.
Yes.
He's like, well, I'm only here to do one thing.
Then they go, she had a stroke, and he puts a pillow down.
Oh. But then he grabs her by the face. I know what you did. I know what you did. I know what you did.
Oh.
And she's sitting there with her eyes. How great is that? When the hospital security is holding him back and he's like, she's smiling. She's smiling.
And they tussle, and there's punches and pushes, and his shirt stays tucked in the whole time.
And then you know what? At the end of it, he goes, okay, get off me.
Yeah.
And it's this acknowledgement, like, this whole thing was my choice. Like, you understand.
Yes.
You're not holding me back.
Yes.
Like,
wow.
Like, if I wanted to, this whole place burns down.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, predictions.
Because this is post surviving a hit Tony. I mean, this
post rejuvenation.
Yes,
Tony.
all that depression
Tony
energy.
2.0.
Yes.
Yeah.
And on some level in his brain, he knows that he's the boss now.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
no fucking around.
I mean, even if he doesn't kill Junior because of the indictment, this is it. I mean, Junior's done. Junior is either dead or indebted to him forever.
You're right. You're right.
I think.
You're right.
So he's got all this energy going in. Give me your prediction.
Well, I know something happens to Olivia. I don't know when, but I know the actress who played her died of lung cancer in 2000. So or 2004, I forget. But I know she dies in real life. So
is that hard for you to believe, by the way, watching this season 1, going like the idea of this show existing without Tony's mother?
Insane.
Right.
I don't know how.
Okay.
I mean, okay, I don't know if I can give you predictions. Maybe I'll try, but I can give you plot lines I'm excited for.
Okay.
What happens with Olivia and Tony?
Right.
What happens to Junior? You're right. You're putting a little thing in my head. Yeah, they got to take care of Junior.
Is that good enough? Is it good enough? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, it would be an interesting plot point to see the mafia aspect in the prison world. And
like if Junior stays in there for quite a while. Yeah. Does Junior get hit while he's in jail?
Yeah. And do they get guards in on it? Like, how deep does a mafia run?
I don't know.
We've
seen Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Seemed like they had a pretty great time.
They had a great time.
But that was also a different time.
Yes. Livia, now, Tony has to hit her. Tony has to have some sort of redemption with her. Tony has to have some sort of revenge, and it's no one else's business but his. Good God, how sad was it when they play in the tape? And Gasso, the Italian guy, is just like feeling for him.
Oh, yeah, Grasso.
Grasso, yeah. Yeah, what is that?
Pussy. Diamond upside down's a pussy.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that rules.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He's been making fun of him the whole time.
That's my new symbol.
Yeah.
That's my new symbol.
You got to get off stage with
it. Hey, Mulaney. Picking on Mulaney.
That's just well, you got to put a hit on him.
Yeah. Hey, oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I think that's the way I haven't researched that, but that's the way I've understood. I grew up with that gesture meaning that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, wow, that was just so heartbreaking.
Oh, because there's
So
no getting around it,
heartbreaking.
and then he makes them play it longer.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like there's no out of context.
Well, that's what I'm wondering is, so now he has an established relationship with the FBI. They know he's the boss. Junior's out. Tony, they're already in contact with him. They already played him this.
Yeah.
So it's like, if something happens to them, they know Tony's the guy. So Tony's got to be careful with what goes on.
He
right?
does. Yeah. Yeah, because he knows, especially because he knows that the old folks home, which also, what a storyline when
What a move.
all of Tony's
What a
soldiers
move.
started putting their moms in the old folks home.
What a move. Incredible move.
Yeah.
Incredible move.
Yeah, but yeah, and now he knows it was bugged the whole time. So
Yeah.
if they have that tape of
And another subtle thing. Tony sees his mom.
yeah.
My son. AJ sees his grandma. My grandson!
Yeah.
Let's play Scrabble. Are you hungry? Tony, I brought you this. Put it over there.
Yeah. And she's doing it right in front of him
God.
on purpose.
I mean, that
On
takes me
purpose.
back to childhood in
Yeah.
a way I care not to get into.
I think the manipulation knows no bounds.
Good God.
Yeah.
Does she know she's manipulating, or is it just her natural behavior?
That's a great question. That's probably
Is there a grander picture that she sees in her head that she's trying to play chess and she's just so, because I was with someone with borderline personality disorder.
right.
And you were left dumbfounded trying to figure out if they are that intentional, manipulative, playing this game with you, or is it just some sort of reaction they have that you don't even know if they know it or not?
Yeah,
Because
that's-
it is so truly evil to comprehend that a human could be that terrible and could be in your own sphere is very scary.
But what else could her intentions be? With both Junior and with Artie, when that's to me was the selling point, that like with Junior, when she's telling Junior about the therapist and about the meetings in the
She
nursing
knows
home,
what's going to happen.
she knows. There's no way to get around that.
Right.
And then when that
right.
doesn't work out, when she tries to turn Artie on Tony for no reason, why on earth would she think?
So she wants Tony dead.
I believe so.
And
Now-
because she
but-
said that her other friend's son or whatever, he was better been dead when he was depressed.
Right. Now,
But that is such an Italian thing of like, you're depressed, you got so much to be grateful for, snap out of it. What's the
Right.
matter with you?
right.
My son, like it
Depressed,
reflects
yeah.
on you.
Yeah.
You old hag.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, does she understand the gravity of this whole thing? Like beyond, like that's a big question. And that's probably a bigger question with
Like long term, or is she letting her anger get the best of her?
well, does that sort of narcissistic, borderline personality disorder, does that person understand the bigger picture of like what's going on, or does the game that they're playing take their brain over? You know?
I feel that they are such a hurting person that feels so much pain that they are only acting to get rid of pain in every moment.
Like
So I don't know if there's an overarching goal
Yeah.
so much as there is, I feel pain, eliminate, whatever way I know how.
yeah, I mean, when you it's an illness, so I mean, is this her version of sneezing? When you have a cold, whether you want to sneeze or not, you're sneezing.
Sneezing.
When you have this narcissistic borderline personality, in her case, is there anything she could do to not be this person? I don't know.
Years of DBT therapy, but it doesn't seem she's willing to go.
I don't think so. She didn't even want to go to the nursing home.
No.
No son of mine was going to
Yeah.
put me in a nursing home. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. That's a big mystery with BPD. It's do they have this end game goal and that's what their manipulation goes towards, or is manipulation so deeply ingrained in them but that
Right.
they can't help but do it? And do they even realize they're doing it? Like, unless we stop and think about it, we don't realize that we're blinking and breathing.
Right.
It's just something we do naturally to survive.
Right.
And I think manipulation, lashing out, because a big part of BPD is splitting, and someone becomes your favorite person, and you love bomb, and you do everything you can, then immediately you split, and they become your enemy.
Right.
And you just, it
comes out through bipolar disorder too. I mean, it's the same borderline bipolar. It's all...
is more like internal of, the mood swings. You don't lash out with those mood swings. You almost like lash in and become like withdrawn or hypomanic, manic or whatever. But with BPD and narcissistic, you are pushing that out on other people to get rid of your pain.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, either way, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's going away for her.
No. I mean, and the hell she must be in. And that's the thing. Is she having a stroke? Is she this? Or is it all part of her thing? But the hell to be in a stroke state.
Exactly.
And hear and know what's going on and not be able to react.
Right, because the symptoms are there.
Was
it's
she
not like
smiling
she's faking.
at him? Was she getting joy out of that?
Yeah.
Or was that the only move her face could muster? I don't know. Either way, Christopher moves up in the ranks.
You think it's time for Christopher? You like Christopher?
I like Christopher. I think Christopher is a hot-headed guy that wants more respect. He's lost, but seeing his arc of like moving forward slowly, the rap storyline was very funny.
Yeah.
How, she couldn't see what
was going on with
actually going on.
What was his
I
name?
love
Genius?
Genius Mind or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
I
Hesh
love
is a great character.
Hesh is great.
Yeah.
Hesh is fantastic.
Is there any...
Dude, Hesh, when they're on the porch and the things he says to that man.
Yeah.
Good God almighty.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo! You better hope you get that scene in one take, because if you're doing 4 or 5, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anybody that you worry about survival as you look at this?
I mean, Sylv and Paulie, they carry the show. You need them for that relief. You need guys like that to make things light and interesting, and they're too lovable and likable. The only way something bad is going to happen to them, they will not snitch, they will not turn, they will die in some tragic way and have some sort of line at the end that is perfectly them. And that's not going to happen till way later.
Right.
I feel.
Is it wild to you that you have all these, you have like 7 more seasons to go?
I don't know how it can go on.
Right. After one season.
This is a singularity theory. How things in the future will evolve to a point that our minds cannot even grasp where technology will go.
Right.
That is how I feel about the Sopranos. My brain, I am not advanced and evolved enough to fully grasp where this show could take me.
Yeah.
And I am just so excited for the journey ahead.
Look, like, how could anybody that I've met in the last 13 episodes last another 7 seasons? How could any of them?
I mean, how could a human exist that could create all of this in
David
such
Chase.
a perfect way?
David Chase.
Who's better, David Chase or David Simon? Wire or Sopranos?
I'm a Sopranos guy.
Yeah.
I mean, the Wire's incredible, but The Sopranos is such a tale. It's got so many elements. It's like a tale of this other world that we're also fascinated by, this mob world. And then slapstick. It's got a lot of humor in it. And then also, most importantly, the third part of that pyramid is the human condition.
Yes.
Which is being explored every single episode.
Yes.
And then it's all wrapped up in in money and violence.
Yes.
I mean, I don't see, to me, The Sopranos, there is no more perfect television show.
That's how I'm feeling.
Ever produced. The Sopranos, and that's why it's like Wire or Sopranos, like without saying anything bad about The Wire, because it's incredible. The Sopranos is the greatest television show ever produced.
I have never heard anyone say, I didn't really care for Sopranos season 5. I didn't care for season 3. Everyone's one gripe with The Wire's, I didn't really like season 2.
You know who doesn't like The Sopranos at all?
Who?
Joe List.
No.
I swear.
Well, we gotta have him on.
He said it's too cartoonish.
This motherfucker.
Yeah. You know what? I would have him on, but maybe we got to get this guy taken care of. You know what I mean?
I think we found a new Mulaney.
Well, I can't wait. I mean, I feel like there's so much stuff that we haven't hit on.
Yes.
But that's probably why we need to do these more than once a season. I also don't want to start accidentally dipping my toe into season 2 information.
I'm so scared that that's going to happen.
It hasn't?
No.
Tried.
I watched a minute of season 2 and realized I'm doing this with Sam. Turn it off.
Because it will.
Shut it off.
So you watched the very, very beginning of the first episode?
With the
When
Sinatra.
I was 17.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a great season opener, by the way.
Yes.
It's the greatest recap.
Yes.
Like, that's the way to do it.
Yes.
Well, okay.
You know what's funny?
Go ahead.
And then whatever. But Sopranos, I think, reached peak Italian.
Yeah.
In terms of like respect, intrigue, amazing entertainment. And then when Sopranos was coming out of the zeitgeist, Jersey Shore came in, which was a complete caricature. And that, like, you would never make fun of the Sopranos or not take the Sopranos seriously. And then Jersey Shore came around and was like, oh, Italians are fucking stupid.
Right.
Look how dumb Italians are. And then now Italians are mocked.
Yeah. You know what was a great episode in season 1? You know what was a great storyline that brought true the idea of family and work mingling?
Yes.
The story of AJ's teacher having his car stolen. And then Tony goes, "What are you getting in that class?" And AJ goes,
yes.
"D's." And he goes, "I'll see what I can do."
Yes.
When the teacher, and this is, by the way, like, everybody's got this.
Oh, my wife dropped off new keys.
Everybody's got this.
That's a different color.
High morality.
Yes.
Right? About what, these mafioso people are doing. But when they benefit from it, all that morality disappears. The teacher opens the trunk. And he's got the paint.
Spray paint.
He's got the paint on his fingers.
Yeah.
He's got different keys. It's clearly a different car, and he won't go,
This
"Wow,
is not.
I can't accept this."
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it's new keys, wet paint.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes, right?
My Uncle Pussy.
What? Pussy. Yeah. 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 But that to me is when the show is money is when real life and mafia life mingle.
Well, look into your life.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a relationship with people like that, with unmitigated power through violence and coercion and fear, and you could benefit from it, can you stand firmly on the ground right now and tell me that you would say no?
No. Not only can I not, have you seen the Danbury Trashers documentary on Netflix?
What is that?
You gotta check that out. I'll just say this.
Oh boy.
It's about a minor league hockey team that a guy bought. His name is Jimmy Galante.
Oh, I
Bought
like it.
and put his 17-year-old son in charge of.
Whoa.
Jimmy was in charge of garbage in Danbury.
Huh.
And he has a photograph hanging in his office from James Gandolfini, autographed, saying, "To Jimmy, the real Tony Soprano," from James Gandolfini.
Oh, wow.
And his son's name is AJ.
Wow.
And I bring all this up to say, you asked me this question, and I tell you that AJ Galante has sat in that chair. I had him over the house.
What?
And already have been thinking, like, if all the rumors are true, let's go. Like, let's do this.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, no. I would be that teacher. I would ignore the paint on my fingers. Of course. I think most of us would.
Thank you for the car, and does someone have a wet wipe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The TV, it's a gift.
Well,
If it's a gift, I don't want to turn down a gift.
I'll tell you who I hate.
Yes,
and is the scum of the show. Fucking Coos.
You know, like, how great is it, though, when he goes, "I don't know about this nickname, Coos, doesn't it mean?" And Tony's like, no, not anymore. Coos.
Yeah, not anymore.
Because Tony is so annoyed that he was dehumanized.
Yes, that's what I don't like.
Yeah.
And these guys going, "Tony, tell me something. Those fucking golf fanooks."
How great is it, though? How great is it when Tony tells that go nowhere,
the Gotti story.
awful Gotti story.
Amazing.
And the whole time, he's driving home going, ding, 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 ding. And they're looking at each other like, what?
Yeah. Tony is so smart.
He's so smart.
Everyone's playing checkers and Tony's playing chess.
Yeah. So you don't like Coos?
No. I don't like how
great is
him
it
and
though,
his wife
when he
look at Tony.
Hey, I need you to hold this for me.
And him and his wife are looking at it. You take it and you hide it, Coos.
Yeah, don't tell your wife about it, Coos. Tony, no, nobody.
I mean,
Coos
these
doesn't.
people dehumanize.
Yeah, they did.
And the dinner party where you find out that Dr. Melfi and they make all the connections. Oh God, I have such a crush on Dr. Melfi.
You do.
Always been a Lorraine Bracco fan.
But as Dr. Melfi,
yes.
You know, I interviewed her once.
Really?
She's not like Dr. Melfi at all. She's wild.
Really?
I thought she was awesome. Like, she's a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
Like, she's just a fun person.
I love that.
But it did take me off guard because, again, you know, I've seen her in so many things, obviously.
Right.
But, like, that is the role that I end up associating with her.
Of course.
And when I talk to her and she's, like, cursing and having fun, and, like, somebody that I'm like, I would hang out with this person.
God, I love that.
It threw me for a loop.
I have always had my 3 biggest crushes throughout the history of time have been early 90s Cindy Crawford, Raquel Welch, and Lorraine Bracco.
And Lorraine Bracco. Wow.
Yes.
Wow, you really... That's save for Cindy Crawford. That's an Italian lineup.
I'm Italian.
You are Italian.
I'm Italian. I ain't no Metagon.
Although, how funny is it when Tony... it is the way Tony says Jeannie Cusimano and fat ass.
Yes.
Like, the way you describe...
Yes.
And Dr. Melfi goes, she's fairly slim, and you described her.
God, what a fucking I'm so glad this show has lived up to the hype because I hate watching a movie where I read reviews. I hate someone building something up and it never lives up to it. And this has exceeded my expectations for what a television show can be.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I waited this long in life to watch it so that I can fully appreciate it and be able to analyze it in a way that I don't think I could have at an earlier age.
Analyze this.
Hey, well, we make a sequel and you analyze that.
Well, if you got anything that you'd like to ask Ian specifically about season 1, I will read the comments.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
To make sure that nothing gets spoiled, because that's once stuff gets spoiled, I don't even want to.
No.
We can talk about it, but the whole fun is I want your reaction to stuff happening.
When your fruit and veggies been spoiled, you throw it out.
Exactly.
You're not going to try to save it and eat the good parts.
No.
There are no good parts. It's spoiled.
No. Once the show gets spoiled for you, like a bunch of ducks, I'm going to let you fly away.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yep.
But, so if there's anything we didn't hit on, and also how we should do this. You know, if we need to go episode by episode, if we need to go every 2 or 3 episodes, if we need to go 2 episodes a season.
Maybe we could take it to an Instagram vote.
That's a great idea.
Take a poll on Twitter.
That's a great idea. We
got to name the show.
What are you thinking? That's why I threw the Not Sam logo up, because I don't have a name just yet.
The Two Saints of Westchester.
But by the way, okay, you want to get your mind blown again?
Uh-huh.
Christopher's last name.
Maltasanti.
Do you know this?
Yes.
You know what Maltasanti means?
Many saints.
All right, so I didn't blow your mind. Big deal.
Yeah.
You already got your mind blown.
Yep.
Yeah, all right, that already happened. Well, I've blown other people's minds with it, so
yeah,
big deal.
I mean, we got to kick around some names.
Yeah.
And the format, we got to get a logo.
Yeah, I'll get hot dog on the logo.
Hot dog.
I mean, we got an intro for the 311 show, which happens which is coming up.
You're right.
You know, we're about 6 months away from the next 311 show.
Yes.
So,
and I think if we do our homework, we could really get in touch with those guys because I retweet Peanut a lot.
Okay. Yeah, well.
Late breaking news, Eve 6 and We Are the Union just covered Sound System by Operation Ivy.
You're kidding me.
I don't know if that, yes.
You're kidding me.
Came out today.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, then we better get this up on YouTube ASAP. We appreciate all you.
Thank you.
You know, throw your suggestions in. And until next time, I mean, is there a good Italian send-off? Like that we can, don't get whacked.
We could say, come si belle, which means you are beautiful. Love that.